Once known as Saigon, this city was renamed after Ho Chi Minh, founder of the Communist North, when his forces reunified the country in 1975, beating the American-backed South. In this 48, we study the modern courting techniques of this traditional society.
You like movies?
Yes.
I'm a movie producer.
Ah, cool.
And find out firsthand what makes the Mekong Delta so fertile. And we test the nerve of a Vietnamese pop idol.
Vietnam has one of the fastest growing economies in Asia and some of the busiest streets I've ever seen in my life. And the major force driving that is this ever-growing city of 6 million people. Hi! You look so cool.
Thank you. You too. This job, Hammett.
It matches. How did you know?
That's so, you know, girls love flowers, so I know.
Drive like an old lady, okay?
Okay, I am an old lady, I know.
Loanne wanted to show me how this booming city has embraced many cultures, from the architecture of its French colonizers
This is the cathedral.
That's beautiful.
Notre Dame Cathedral. It's a
to the hard-nosed capitalism of the West.
We are too slow. We should ride faster.
This city drives Vietnam's 6% growth in a global recession, but the average wage is just $85 a month.
The country is richer, but the gap between the poor and the rich is even bigger.
Gucci there. Dolce & Gabbana, you know, this is the new Ho Chi Minh City, isn't it?
It is the new one.
And the latest symbol of Ho Chi Minh city chic. Originally used by the French-fighting Vietnamese nationalists in the 1950s, now
In this country, if you own a Vespa, it means that you are fashionable, trendy, and sometimes you are rich. How much is yours cost?
This one is about 2,000.
2,000. That's expensive. That's very expensive. Yeah, mine is much cheaper. But look, it's uglier. Yeah, I want that one.
8 years ago, scooters were beyond the reach of most Vietnamese. Now 98% of households own one. But this was just one of the many social transformations. The humble breakfast of noodle soup, pho, has turned into an aspirational dining experience.
Thank you.
You've got street food, which is probably half the price of this. But you've converted a lot of Vietnamese to coming into a restaurant like this.
For 24, with this kind of presentation, it's like bring street dance to ballet. Once the living standard is going up, they require not only eating the food, but also enjoy the experience.
So you're going to take on McDonald's and KFC?
Oh, why not? Like KFC, after 10 years in Vietnam, they have 44 stores. But for 24, we already have 56 stores after 4 years.
You know, this is a communist nation, and some people are trying to work out what is the future.
The young Vietnamese people, especially, they like to prove that they can do things. They like to be successful in the global market.
But the rise of the global market is now threatening traditional markets.
Would you eat here?
Once per year. I think this place is good for tourists to see the real culture of Vietnam. But the Vietnamese people actually prefer something now more modern.
Thank you so much.
Okay, all the best.
Maybe because he's too handsome, that's why she wants to shake hands.
I'm noticing everybody's wearing masks.
Yeah, they just want to protect themselves from the sun. Look at the poster. We have the image of Ho Chi Minh. It says that the ideology of Ho Chi Minh is the big spiritual treasure of our Communist Party and our nation.
Is he still loved as much as he was, say, 30 years ago?
Well, you need to have a survey. Show the people whether they...
Survey on
Yeah.
Communist communist propaganda's everywhere in this capitalist-minded country, and we were meeting an artist who once sold such messages in the Vietnam War.
Chào, người bạn xa xôi đến rất là cảm ơn nha.
Hello to my friend who comes from far away.
Nock is now 72 and able to paint whatever he likes.
And they're all bare feet.
Bởi vì họ là người thấp nhất, tôi thích vẽ những người trên đất.
Because they were the poorest people in the society. I don't love to paint the people who wear shoes.
But during the war, he worked for the people.
It's a sketch about Ho Chi Minh and the social workers of the society at that time.
What does he remember about Ho Chi Minh?
Tôi gần như thuộc luôn.
I almost learned him by heart. Because he visited my art school in Hanoi, and he was smoking at that time. And when he got into the school, he stopped smoking and put the butt of cigarette and put it in a flower pot. And all of my friends just took that butt and keep it as a memory, as a souvenir. But
Nock's battle was more to liberate Vietnam than for an ideology.
Tôi không cộng sản tí nào cả.
I'm not a communist.
Wow, how interesting.
Có vẻ là thú vị lắm ạ khi mà
Tôi yêu nước.
I love my country.
So what does he believe in?
Vậy là ông tin vào điều gì? Ông muốn trở thành người như thế nào?
Tôi tin vào cái nước Việt Nam này sẽ rất tốt, dân tộc.
I believe that Vietnam is going to be good. The people are very nice.
Đặc biệt là những người dân đất, chứ không phải những người đi giày.
Especially the bare feet people, not the people who wear shoes.
I'm not wearing shoes.
With shoes, we headed to the Dogma Gallery, which puts these communal messages on anything that will sell. It's run by a British collector and investment banker.
We look at propaganda and we think it's a set of messages, but actually in some places it was a way of telling the news. And you know, this is the spirit of a country that whooped the arse off the Americans.
What does it mean for you to meet Mr. Nock?
These are the guys who created all this. One of the most impressive things about this country is the spirit of the people. These are really very, very good representation. So the paintings in China, everybody's happy. Look, everybody's happy. Here, you look at the paintings here, people are under pressure and suffering.
Despite their propaganda, Dominic thinks their most deeply held principle is pragmatism.
When I came here, actually, there was no real doubt in my mind that Vietnam was a country with the mission to stop being poor, to rejoin the world that was generally excluding them. Con xin tặng bác nha.
Có thể tôi sẽ liên hệ với ông.
Now Vietnam's propaganda urges people not to drop litter and to protect themselves against HIV and AIDS. And if the posters don't convince them, well, maybe a monk will.
So are you a religious girl?
Yes, but not really. I am 50% religious.
After 2,000 years in Vietnam, Buddhism is getting involved in some unlikely areas. These celibate monks and nuns are learning to lead a HIV and AIDS awareness group.
Assume that you have a boyfriend and you are on a business trip to Vietnam. Either you can choose not having sex or being faithful or condom.
A is abstinence. If I want to keep my boyfriend, I have to choose A. Otherwise, I'm in trouble.
More traditionally, all monks must be healthy enough to receive the Buddha's teachings.
He's the master.
Yeah.
These skills once protected isolated mountain temples.
So what animals would you defend yourself against in Vietnam?
Tigers.
Tigers. You've always been peaceful. Don't you ever want to just show them what you can do?
They practice this martial art only for self-protection. If the country was invaded by the enemy, Vietnamese Buddhists must protect the country.
The doctrine of protecting society means there's plenty to do as the gap between rich and poor widens. As the government gradually lifts restrictions on religious worship, Buddhist temples have seen their membership soar.
Why do you think Buddhism is more popular now than ever in Vietnam? Do you feel spiritually enhanced?
When we were chanting in there was an ant crawling near me and mosquito. But like normally I would kill it, but because I got the influence from this kind of thing, so I just feel like I'm more gentle. I think it's a bit
an ant's life.
yeah.
Day 2, and we were 170 kilometres south of Ho Chi Minh City on the Mekong Delta.
They're incredibly spiky. It's very hard to carry.
The Delta's canals were once the only way of getting around this jungle-covered region and the obvious place for the main trading hub, the floating markets.
It's almost as big as you.
Really? Half of me.
Oh, I can see why these hats are so handy now.
That's less than $2 the whole thing.
Now the markets are under threat from the road network and deals done on mobiles, but some prefer the old ways.
This lady's a seller and this lady's a buyer. How do they haggle then? How do they get a good deal?
You keep coming back and you will get a better price.
Loaded with gifts, we head into the Delta's fertile tropical wetlands
I don't kill it because I'm a Buddhist.
that grows 2/3 of Vietnam's food on a mosaic of islands and peninsulas.
A lot of the people from the rural areas are wanting to move into the city, aren't they?
Yeah, unemployment is quite high.
We'd come to an island with no cars to meet a fruit farmer and his family.
Wow.
That is called green skin pomelo.
What makes this land so fertile?
They use chicken dung and bat dung.
So it's a natural fertilizer. Wow, it's like a massive sort of orange.
Well, one fruit is 15,000 dong.
Nearly $1. So this is a luxury fruit, is it?
In a region where few own their land, Tuan's family were hardly representative, but it was obvious why a government minder had insisted on us visiting this house.
He has a beautiful home. He seems to be a very rich man now. Was it always that way, his family?
He said his father was very poor. Thanks to the government and alcohol, we have gained the peace and we keep building up our property.
It was a glimpse of the top of rural society.
With these, they were involved in some matchmaking to get these two together?
Yes. That's the way Vietnam is matchmaking.
I think they did a very good match. And he's so cute. I bet Tuan was very happy with the matchmaker.
It's a match that also makes economic sense. Tuan's wife's land is suited to Vietnam's most important crop, rice.
That's why it's called paddy fields, because there's water.
Vietnam's gone from food shortages in the 1980s to the second biggest exporter of rice in the world.
Raising rice is like raising a child.
Who said that?
They say that.
Do you think?
It's a hard work.
And much work is still done by hand.
What is more profitable, rice or her husband's fruit?
Cái nào cũng vậy à. Nếu như mà trái cây thì nó thấp, nó trúng giá thì nó lời.
In that season, the price of fruit going down and they're in trouble, and so as the rice. Depends on the market price.
So how many people in their family survive on their rice?
We hang about a couple of dozen people.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
A couple of... Listen to that lightning. Is it going to rain?
The monsoon is crucial for the rice, but not so good for us. Back in Ho Chi Minh City, Loan had arranged a meeting for us at a top designer boutique.
It's so you. The average income is about how much a year?
More than 500.
$500 a year, and this is $400. So you really have to be rich and famous to do this.
Like this lady.
Hello.
The first winner of the TV talent show Vietnam Idol.
What kind of thing are you looking for, do you know?
I think I will try some short dress.
How short?
It's about here because in the TV we cannot wearing shorts.
While still studying business at university, V's become one of the new female singers, helped by the rise of music TV here. Audiences love to see their stars, even if there are minor concerns about rising hemlines.
Wow.
It's very pretty.
This is gorgeous and so short.
Is it easy for you to dance?
It's short so I can easily move my feet.
Tonight, V is going to be judged again in front of millions on another TV show.
I hate to stand on stage for examination.
Really?
Because I have been 6 months in Vietnam Idol for competitions.
Yeah.
I'm really afraid of that feeling.
But she needn't be. It's all been carefully planned by one of Vietnam's top producers.
I will perform this song tonight.
So what are you singing about here?
This song is about a girl that he has lost her boyfriend. And
The Vietnamese people really love the ballad, romantic, very beautiful melody. We've been 100 years influenced by French culture and Chinese culture. So we love beautiful melody, simple, nicely, with the beautiful hook.
Very gentle melody.
We left V warming up for the big night. With her first musical love, jazz. But how do young people find love in this traditional society? Nung was taking me speed dating at a stylish cafe which had just opened for business.
I'm gonna take you to one of my friends.
Hey, how are you doing? Hello. Hello. Are we single tonight?
Yeah, I guess so.
Ty and Kwan returned from the United States to launch a social networking website. But tonight they're meeting people in person.
When you hear the bell, you will have 3 minutes to talk to each person. Then find the woman with the same number.
Vietnam is in transition between traditional respect for marriage and a more liberal approach to love.
I mean, the room is full.
Yeah, I was very surprised because in general, like the Vietnamese are very shy.
Only recently have people really been coming out to express themselves, both on the internet as well as to meet up with different people. Many people are moving into the city and they're having a hard time also meeting a partner.
Lucky number 9.
Do young people have relationships before they're married?
But they don't want to tell people about it.
But it goes on.
But they keep it in secret, and they don't tell anyone.
They don't tell anyone.
Even the close friends.
Tradition is only trumped by ambition.
I'm a movie producer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And few would be here if they couldn't justify it as a chance to practice their English.
Vietnamese people in general, they may act like they're shy, but really it's more cultural and they have to pretend a little bit.
So do you like music?
So do you believe in love at first sight?
Celine Dion?
Yes.
Do you like Celine Dion? Yeah, she's cool.
Has this broken down any stereotypes that you might have had about young Vietnamese women?
The Westerners looking in really get a good idea. People are much more friendly and open to express themselves.
It's a breakthrough, actually, because there's no dating services here, and I think this is a good attempt that it might work.
It worked for our Nung. She turned out to be the belle of the ball.
One guy just asked me my email address.
He wanted to make sure that she never forgot his name. That's love.
Back in Ho Chi Minh City TV studios, V was preparing for her big moment. At the Golden Album competition, experts decide on the best artist of the month.
Wish me luck.
She looks amazing.
She does. Very pretty.
Total star.
But the ballad's hook hadn't quite grabbed Nung. Luckily, V had a more lively number up her sleeve. The judges praised V's professionalism and her producer Tree's songwriting. But how is she doing?
You're really great. How do you feel? Take my hand. You feel the nerve inside of me now?
You don't feel nervous at all. But the competition had yet to prove quite how stiff it was.
I believe that she was the best voice in the performance, in today's performance.
It was time for the final decision. And the judges agreed with Loan. Even Nung was converted.
People are not your fans. They don't listen to teenager music. You absolutely changed my life. You're just so hot, and your performance,
Well, that's the end of our 48th in Ho Chi Minh City, and we end it victoriously. Tree, are you chuffed as much as she is?
Let's just test.
Can I
Can I touch it? Oh.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we give a hug. See you next time.